Big story came out today, Hussam, regarding Arsenal, that Nico Williams' representatives have met with Berta over talks. This comes a couple of days after the Gyökeres news, and of course, Mikel Arteta publicly stating that it's going to be a very big summer indeed for the football club. Do you get the feeling that we're about to witness maybe a little bit of a madness by Arsenal this summer in terms of the quality of player and the amount of players signed?
Are you scared of Arsenal? That is a question. That is a question, bro. As a Liverpool fan, are you scared of Arsenal? Arsenal.
Listen, I do expect Arsenal to do transfer business. I think this summer will be a very important summer for us to judge them. If they're going to be making Berta signings, going to be making Arteta signings, are they actually going to give Berta the freedom to cook, the freedom to get his own signings and stuff like that? And I think that's like the thing that will make the difference at the end of the day. And I'm looking at Berta and some of the names that they have been linked with, and it's different types of names. It's different than maybe what we've heard of over this last year, 6 months before him. But I do think that with Arsenal, it's a wait and see thing. I can't give my opinion right now on it because the summer will be like, we will find out. As an example, if Gyökeres chooses Man United because he wants to go play under Ruben Amorim, and then they go sign Sesko, then nothing has really changed because they've been linked to Sesko anyway from 2 years ago. So maybe they just pivot to maybe an Arteta type of signing. And I think that's the thing. Like this summer we will find out. But at the end of the day, with Arsenal, they have quite a few things to fix this summer. And I do think it's been 3 years, and you can't be making excuses after 3 years. Like you have to deliver at some point in time. You can't just promise that you will deliver every single season. And the thing is with Arsenal is like we say the same thing every fucking year. Like it's the same, like, oh, hello guys, welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Are you gonna be Arteta out next season if he doesn't win the league? I promise you, Mo has asked that question about 500 times. You get me? So it's the same thing. So you have to, at some point in time, deliver. I'm not even trying to trigger the Arsenal fans or anything, but there will be a point in time where you just have to deliver and you can't make excuses anymore. So, yeah, this summer we will find out once and for all.
But this is a historic season for Arsenal in terms of injuries. Like, Arteta has never faced that adversity before.
Okay.
Seriously, bro. Seriously, bro. When you faced injuries, you kind of fell off. Anyway, like, listen. I'm not doing this on purpose. It's reality, bro. They haven't played good football, but are you going to ignore all the injuries he has? But listen, actually, for some whatever reason, I'm not going to back Arsenal to win the league next season until I see City's summer transfer window and Liverpool. Like they're going to be ahead of Arsenal, even if Arsenal sign Nico Williams and Gyökeres, to be honest. Even if they do this, it's going to be Liverpool and City, especially if City are rumored to sign more players. However, if Arteta gets his players next season, he is the one who must win the league again. We're going to go to this movie, same again next season. If Berta's correct, and he doesn't want the young players and he wants the ready-made players like Gyökeres, and Nico Williams has been in the league for a while, La Liga, I think Arteta has to deliver. And to be honest with you, Terry, I actually think if he gets him, Gyökeres, Nico Williams, and Zubamendi, and Arteta doesn't deliver, no matter what the circumstances are, if it's not like as harsh as don't tell me that, yes, he has to deliver. If first day of the season, Gyökeres gets injured, Zubamendi gets injured, and now we're back to square one, I actually think he might part ways with the guy, to be honest with you. He might part ways with the guy.
I've felt this the whole time. The reason why when Berta came in, I thought it was brilliant business for Arsenal is I don't think he's going in there to be a yes man. I don't think he's going in there and he's not going to have any power. He's worked alongside Simeone for a long time, and I think to have such a long working relationship with a very powerful, dynamic character like Diego Simeone, I think you have to be of that ilk yourself. Where I think that Edu was a little bit meek. I think he was a bit weak, and I am blaming Edu for this. I'm not taking complete responsibility away from Arteta. But you look at the summer, where the reports were that Arteta picked Calafiori and Moreno, But I think what you need is a strong sporting director to say, well, KSE are only giving us, what, 80, 90, 100 million. You are not buying another fucking fullback. It should have been, we are buying that attacker. And I think that's what Arsenal need a little bit more of, is someone to say to Arteta, no, this is what we are doing. So and if that doesn't happen and Arteta has too much power, I think Berta will leave. And at least then it will highlight for Arsenal fans that there is a structural issue that shouldn't exist. And they can kind of focus on that as fans, you know, in terms of pushing against it. The players are linked with on paper, Nico Williams. You know, there are some people that don't like Nico Williams. I know there's some people that call him out. I haven't watched this season an abundance of him. I did watch him at the Euros and thought there's a very talented player in there. So, you know, I watched him a bit more last season, and I really like the lad. There's a lot in there. We all know how good Gyökeres is, as an example. Zubimendi, I think, in terms of control in that midfield, would be an amazing signing. You throw 3 players like that in. We can't say ahead of time now whether they're the favourites next season. Let's see what players Liverpool do keep, who they sign. Let's see what City do in the summer. And there's talk about them spending a good 300-odd million. At the same time, they might not spend 300 million and they have no fucking preseason because they're at the World Club Championships. So it could change our minds. But if they sign 3 players like that and then maybe another squad player, the pressure on delivering trophies, I think, intensifies on Arteta to another level. And I actually think finally, as outsiders to Arsenal, we may finally get the answers as to whether he is or is not good enough to get more major trophies over the line. But I think the fact they're already doing the groundwork, I do agree with Arteta, but I don't think it's exclusive to Arsenal. I think it's going to be a very busy summer for a lot of football clubs. I think that Chelsea are going to spend again. I think United will definitely spend, even though we're pleading poverty. Arsenal will. Liverpool are almost going to be forced to, because they're going to lose some top players. We know City are going to spend 200 to 300 million. So I think that I don't think anyone, especially the teams that are up near the top, Forest and Newcastle, are probably going to spend money. If they both make the Champions League as well, they're going to go out and spend money. So yeah, I'm really excited about what this summer holds, and I think Nico Williams is going to be a big part of that. In terms of Arsenal last night, I know you both, Sam, you said you focused on the game. Their performance, you know, Martinelli getting a lot of praise after what he did, and I suppose stealing the headlines, really. Moreno scoring again. You know, he's got 6 GA in 8 games as a striker for Arsenal, which I agree with Robbie on this. For a central midfielder playing in that role, when you've got half the attack out, it ain't a bad return. When you consider we've got Højlund, you've got Darwin Núñez, like, it really ain't bad. I wish my striker was doing that, to be fair.
He has more goals than Jota and Núñez. Like,
it's crazy. So. It's crazy. Like, he has done very, very well. And an Arsenal fan did say this to me last night.
He has more goals in 2025 than Cole Palmer.
It's crazy. Someone put this in the chat last night, and they said, can you imagine how good an elite striker could do in this Arsenal team if this player scored 6 in that? And I was thinking there is some truth to that. But Saka obviously stole the show. Saka came back, looked fresh, looked fit, was running, scores a good goal. And that was at the back of, like, people kicking off.
I think he did.
Dramatic. He did steal the show. You saw the fans.
He scored the tap in at the back post.
Nothing. I think it's not about the goal. The goal was part of it. You saw as well as I did.
You were shit yesterday.
Hang on. Unpack that. Unpack why Saka was shit yesterday.
Saka came on yesterday. He was still rusty. He lost the ball a couple of times. He couldn't dribble past his fullback because it's his first game back. It's completely normal. You're not going to come back from the first game and be unbelievable. And the goal that he scored was all Moreno. Moreno was Arsenal's man of the match yesterday because he scored an important goal for them. Very dodgy, jammy goal because it was pinball. But then he played in a fantastic cross to Martinelli. Martinelli plays a fantastic ball across as well to Saka, who just taps it in at the back post. It was a header from 1 yard, stole the show, my ass. Yesterday, Moreno stole the show. And Arsenal have Fulham striker Muniz to thank for them not dropping points yesterday, because the guy literally missed an open net twice before scoring the goal towards the end. That could have easily been a disastrous 2-2 at home. So for me, I don't think it's fair to even highlight Saka yesterday. The best thing about Saka yesterday was him coming back and the fans all applauding him. That's something that I think is fantastic to see. Obviously, young boy played in the academy, coming back, and it's absolutely beautiful to see the fans welcoming back. We wish him, obviously full recovery, and obviously we don't want any player to be injured. We wish Gabriel a speedy recovery as well. I don't want any Arsenal player or any player injured. Like, I want all the teams to have their best players. But at the end of the day, we can't make yesterday's game about Saka because he scored the tap-in header at the back post.
Yeah. So if you would have let me finish instead of reacting very saltily and very like upset,
I did it to you too.
Yeah. It's for me when I'm talking about stealing the show. I was literally about to, I did try to allude to the fact his goal was like a cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. He stole the show because he returned. He stole the show because he's back from his injury. So I actually thought he looked quite sharp when he came on, to be honest. And I've got this feeling that he's been working on himself since he's been off. I think he's gonna take him a couple of games, but I think he'll find his feet quickly and probably look like a better version of Saka, who's I think he had loads of little knocks and niggles and problems up until that hamstring injury and needed a rest. And the 3 months out was giving him that rest. But when I talk about stealing the show, I just mean returning. You saw the noise of him coming on and the ovation was like a goal celebration. That is what I was alluding to when he stole the show. Martinelli was the best player on the pitch yesterday. Moreno had a very, very good game indeed. There's no doubt about it. But I just think Saka returning, you could hear it in the stadium. There was this sort of the only thing that dampened it, I suppose, is that Gabriel went off a little bit earlier in the game injured, and it's a little bit of insult to injury. But yeah, I think he stole the show by just being available yesterday.
He stole the show because the Emirates applauded him. Fantastic logic there, Terry.
But I'm talking about the energy. You're not listening to what I'm saying because you're angry that he's back. I am purely talking about the energy that you heard come from those fans. You know, I didn't say that he stole the show because he outperformed players. I've praised those players and separated that. I'm just talking about the feeling. And you even saw when he scored the way the players with their reaction. Oh, great, we've got him back. Because every single one of the players on that pitch, even the individuals that have played on the right hand side since he's been gone, they all know they are a lesser team. Like you without Mohamed Salah, they are a less of a team without Saka. Is pivotal to them, and I think that's why I said what I said. What it is, I said there. But yeah, look, they could have conceded some goals.
Objectively, you're wrong. Objectively, we've heard you. I've heard you now. You're still objectively wrong.
Well, I'm not.
Like objectively, you are wrong.
No. But I'm not. I'm well. No, subjectively, I'm wrong. You don't think that
because you're not even 3/4 of what you're saying is not even on the pitch. Because he couldn't get past his fullback because he made missed passes.
But I'm not talking about what he did in the pitch per se. I was talking about. Yes, so we're not objectively wrong. We're just looking at it from different standpoints. Come on, you're a PhD man. You've got a better understanding of logic than that, my friend. Come on, my brother.
No. At the end of the day, listen, you can't say someone stole the show when there were a lot better players.
Yeah, Habibi, it's a very simple thing. He's Arsenal star boy, back from a 3 months injury. What are you talking about? He definitely stole the show. All the headlines.
Why are your veins popping?
Yeah, Habibi, because you're.
He even got like that.
And you want to be right all the time. Be humble.
Screenshot, send it.
Be humble, yeah.
He like that.
Be humble. I got like that. Be humble. Be humble for real, bro.
He like that. Yeah.
It's very
even
strange.
Your internet is mad. Yeah. We can't even. We didn't.
I lagged out.
Your veins.
You can't hear what I'm saying.
Your veins popped for you lagging out at the end of it.
You can't hear what I'm saying now.
Inshallah, AC Milan beat Inter today. Ya Rab, inshallah.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but fine.
No, we can hear you, bro.
Okay, so Terrace said that Saka stole
okay, now can you? Okay, I
when he came on,
stop now.
all
Stop
of the
now.
Emirates uploaded. And I said that's objectively wrong.
You're absolutely objectively that is not wrong. Basically, the star boy of Arsenal Football Club, the most loved player at Arsenal, has been out. They believe he lost the league because he was out. They believe they would have a chance because he was out. He's out for 3 months. A lot of people didn't want him to play this game. He comes in, scores. It doesn't matter if it's a tap in, if he puts the ball in the back of the net with his ass, it doesn't matter. All the headlines everywhere are about two things. It's not about Moreno. It is not about Martinelli playing football. Everyone is saying the star boy is back or Gabriel is injured. It's literally the definition of he stole the show. Let me give you an example. If someone is in a theater, right, and he drops in an Oscar performance, but someone that is unknown, comes Will Smith, show his face 1 minute, and all the headlines is about Will Smith, even though he had 1 minute. It's literally the definition of He stole the show
I'll give you a
from
great,
the main character.
I'll give you a great example.
Allah,
Absolutely, I'll give you a great example of that. Well, I went to watch Oliver Twist at the theatre in the West End once, and there was loads of stars playing the main characters that were there, and I was a little kid. There was this little boy that was playing one of Fagan's little thieves. I don't know what their character was called. And he broke character right. He was a little cute kid, and he got some R's from the audience throughout the show. Oh, look at him. He was so tiny and small. And I remember being a kid, maybe about 11 myself, going, okay, cool. And at the end, he kind of broke character because he was walking out for the end when they're saying thank you and bow him. And he saw his mum and dad, and he waved. And the audience erupted into, like, they almost gave the little kid a standing ovation because it was so cute. So that is the definition of not even meaning to, just stealing the show on the night. So absolutely. But Sam's just salty because Sam, like a lot of Arsenal's rivals, know that it's very unlikely that they win the Champions League. They are the underdogs. Getting through this next round is a massive achievement in itself because they've been completely written off. And I just think there is this underlying fear. Oh, shit, Saka's back. If he gets a bit of fitness back, if he gets a bit of sharpness back, and they pull off a miraculous. I said there was zero chance. Oh no, it's just panic from Hussam. That's all it is.
No,
on the off chance that he's wrong. That's all it is, man. That's all it is.
No, I'm not panicked. First of all, stop this Arsenal scary thing. It's literally 2025, Tariq.
I didn't say Arsenal scary. I said you're scared of being wrong on an opinion.
Yeah, so if Arsenal. I'm scared of Arsenal then, so it's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. You are scared.
Let me respond to you both.
You are very for such a tall man, you're very scared of being wrong. Like you've got a lot of feminine traits. You've got a lot of feminine traits for such a big man.
Did he just say I'm never wrong? Did he just say I'm never wrong?
Never wrong.
That's the most feminine thing you've ever said.
I've won every debate.
He literally said I'm never wrong.
With you both, I've won every debate. But in general, of course,
every debate. Whatever
just
makes
not
you
here.
sleep well at night,
Here I'm
bro.
always the winner.
Whatever makes you sleep well. Very humble though. Whatever makes you sleep well at night.
No one is scared of Arsenal. No one is scared of Saka. If I have a problem with your statement, I will voice that opinion. You can't tell me Saka stole the show when he was fucking shit when he came on. The one that stole the show yesterday was Merino. That's who deserves.
Do you know what I've realized?
They're telling me, he stole the show because the Emirates clapped for him. Yeah, that makes it even more ridiculous. So
do you know what's really interesting about Sam, right? Is I said earlier about people that claim they're the greatest. It's normally a title you're given. Like Don Robbie was proclaimed Don Robbie by the audience because he built this empire. A few people in the football Terrace community have said it about me. I've employed a few people. Don Terry. I didn't really catch that. Hussam is Don, as in Chelsea Don, it's literally his name, right? Don Hussam is the only person that self-appointed himself a Don. The humbleness of it is crazy. Like,
I am very humble.
Self-appointed.
I'm very humble.
The self-proclaimed Don of YouTube, as opposed to the Don of YouTube. There's a difference, There is a difference.
Yeah. Self-proclaimed Don, nothing wrong with that. You have to, if you don't love yourself, who's gonna love you? Love yourself.
Speaking of craziness, though, just changing the subject quickly. You about Lavia? Lavia out again. They have.